There's nothing quite like having a summer when your baseball team is in it. And there was a lot of questions surrounding this Guardians team before the season started. You got a rookie manager. You have some questions about some young guys. What are they doing? Disappointing year last year. But I got to tell you, man, as the weeks go on, as series go on, I'm starting to feel this more and more. We're not even a Memorial Day. There's a long season ahead of us. But every turn, I start to feel it just a little bit more about the Cleveland Guardians and what they got cooking over there at Progressive Field. You got some excitement about some rookies coming up. Great. You've got guys playing back to forth. I feel like I'm in Major League. Lou Brown's sitting there. He goes, there's 2 or 3 potential all-stars in there. Just need something to bring it all together. I don't want to peel away picture of Paul Dolan up there in the clubhouse, but nonetheless, I'm feeling something about this Guardians team. I'm feeling some things about the Cavs, too. There's some big questions surrounding the Cavs. I'm not going to say it's just Ryan, but my take on Donovan Mitchell, that I think he's leaving day in and day out, I feel like that's starting to turn just a little bit. Buffalo Wild Wings apparently not learning from Red Lobster. We'll get to that coming up. We got 2 for Tuesday. I need some help from the golfing community today. We got time off. We got the grid. We got the morning update. Browns in action out at OTAs. We got it all for you in a beautiful 2 for Tuesday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Yes, taking down the Mets. Everybody boo. Do you boo or cheer when Frankie strikes out? Right? You booed because some people wanted to boo. Do you cheer? That stuff was all overblown. All that stuff about Lindor done. On our boost, that hit. He didn't record a base.
Did it hit? Did Andres Jimenez have 2 bases?
No.
Yeah, I didn't.
So we missed our boost. We didn't hit the boost, but Frankie kept off the base path yesterday. So we'll get to our boost tonight about the Guards. They're back in action with the Mets. Plenty of stuff about the Cavs. This is all just kind of circling and kind of waiting for the JB news. Could today be that day? I don't know. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't say as more things have come out about Donovan Mitchell and where we're at with the Cavs, maybe I'm starting to change how I feel about it. Maybe just a little bit. I'm starting to flip a little bit on where we're at with Mitchell. I've got power rankings to get to for the Guards, and we start right there with the Guardians win yesterday. Bro, I'm feeling it with this team. I'm really starting to feel it about this baseball team, and we got a long way to go. You can't win the division in May. You can certainly lose it, but there's just little things about how this team plays, and probably more than anything, it's the belief that I'm starting to see in themselves. Like, they battled. They fought. You got Ben Lively out there giving you quality starts. Now, I'd like it to be Shane Bieber. It's not. But you found some guys to plug in there, and I just keep going back to the bats. I see David Fry. Why does that guy always seem to just come out with a clutch hit? Somehow, some way.
Bro, I said that months ago.
Dude, he just... I'd almost start him on the bench every game just to say, you're going to be our designated 9th inning hitter. In the 8th or 9th inning, in a clutch spot, outside of Naylor, Jimenez, and Ramirez, if anybody else is up to bat, you're taking that swing. Because he's got this knack for these big hits. But for that win yesterday, again, the Mets aren't a great baseball team. But I feel like you keep this rolling. I just feel like the Guardians are feeling good about themselves, which makes me feel really good about this team and what expectations you have on it. I mean, I placed a bet. I placed a bet on Tipico for them to win the AL Central. And I did it as a fan. I did it just feeling good before the season, and here's $10 just as a fan. Now, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I didn't expect this. There's no part of me that expected about where the Guardians are at. They're not running away with this division. You expect the Royals to be hot on your heels for most of the year. You expect the Twins to get a little bit better. But just where this Guardians team is from a belief standpoint. And also knowing that you are going to have to win the division. Like when you talk about trying to get in the wild card, which is just going to be, that's going to be hard to do. Like, actually, you want to know what?
I was going to say, I think it's actually very possible.
Now it might be. Your record would put you you have the second best record in the AL. You're only behind the Yankees. So even if you slipped a little bit, like right now, the Royals would actually be the number one wildcard team with 30 wins. Baltimore, and he's by just a couple of games. The one shocking thing is kind of how bad the AL West is. Like, Seattle is winning that division at 26-22. That would put them third in our division. So maybe the wild card is an opening for the Guard. I don't want that. I want to win the division. And this has been a team that has certainly done that. New manager, all that kind of stuff you figure out. But I'm feeling this. I'm feeling the ground. So I'm feeling it about the Guards. I feel they like what they're doing. They like the team they have. They get timely hitting, and they believe baseball is a talent sport. Every major sport, every professional sport comes back to talent. But with baseball more than anything, it is a momentum game. It's about how you're feeling week to week. And they're going to hit a skid. They will. And they've avoided the big one at this point. You just keep winning series. Just keep winning series, and you're going to win this division. Ryan, I love this team. And it's fun to watch, to be able to sit down every night and say, this is an important baseball game. These are also a lot of games where the Guardians are favored in, and they're going out there and getting runs. Not a lot, like 3-1, okay, solid one, but you're pitching. The bullpen. Let me see if I can find this stat real quick. I saw a stat this morning about how good the Guardians' bullpen is. So Jensen Lewis retweeted this. Luke Pataski, who I just saw, Luke, by the way. He's the play-by-play guy for the Captains. The list of MLB bullpens with a 2.45 or better ERA and 185 strikeouts. So again, in ERA, sub 2.45, with over 185 strikeouts through the first 48 games of a season since 1901, the 2024 Cleveland Guardians. That's it.
Yeah, dude, they're nice.
So you have done something with your bullpen that has not been done, I'm going to say ever, like in the live ball era of baseball. It's not been done in 120 years. That's not Craig Kimbrell, but now Emmanuel Clase is better. But what I'm saying is, you're doing this with Cade Smith, ice in the veins last night. You're doing this with guys like Hunter Gaddis. I know he pitched last night. I've been critical of Scott Barlow. Scoreless inning last night. Well done. Like, and that belief about, yeah, that's pressure on the starting pitching. But look at last night. Lively got you. He didn't even get you to the sixth inning. Bullpen took it over, closed it out. The pressure that must take off that offense. To be like, you just got to get us a couple of runs. You just got to get us to a lead. And then this bullpen's just going to shut it on down. That's insane, man. They haven't done 120. No team in baseball has done what the Guardians bullpen has done through this point of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. The only cause for concern is when you look at guys like Ben Lively, you look at a guy especially like Cookie Carrasco. I mean, realistically, how long can you trust them? Especially, I don't know, when you get deeper into the season.
Bullpens are like a bullpen pitcher. You got to have the shortest memory of anybody on the team, man. You give up 3 runs.
The bullpen's fine. I'm just talking about when you get deep, you're in September. Who are you really trusting to go out there
you're talking about starting.
And give you 7 innings of playoff baseball? Because I think it's been proven thus far, Cookie Carrasco absolutely cannot. Ben Lively, I mean, he's been great, but what's his longest outing? 6 innings?
Yeah, right. Do you trust him to go out
there?
That
all gets covered when you have a bullpen that's putting up historic numbers like that. And then it goes back to, unfortunately, you're more than likely to get another injury to the starting room by the end of the year. Now, whether Gavin Williams comes back and corrects that, that's huge. I mean, Tanner Bybee's looked great. Logan Allen, his last 2 starts, has looked back to form, which is nice. And then Tristan McKenzie, I mean, he's been okay. You know?
I mean, here's the thing. I'm just going to throw this out there. Do you think like this team has done enough to prove to the front office you got to go trade for somebody?
Yeah, but they won't.
Why not?
Because it's the Dolans.
If I really wanted to, well, here's the thing. They've done that in the past. When they feel like, they have a team to make a run, they traded for Josh Donaldson. They got Jay Bruce. They got Andrew Miller. By the way, he'll show up in Time Hop later. Like, they've made those moves in the past. So if this, and that's been a part of the battle with this Guardians team in the past, they got to prove and almost beat the front office over the head with, hey, we're good. We just need one more piece. And listen, I'm not trying to trade away guys here on the 21st of May. But you brought some of these guys up to maybe show what they are. And Manzardo, big hit for him yesterday. Well done. You got Rodriguez up here now. Are these a little showcase for some of the other teams in baseball where when we get to the trade deadline, Guardians say, we just need a starting pitcher to put us over the top here. And you go find some bottom-feeding team and you go try to pull the starter out there. Maybe that's a little showcase for some of these guys. Now, they're necessitated by... Listen, and I know Vogt spoke about this yesterday about DFAing Ramon Laureano, and I hate that. You don't like to see that. That guy's career might be over.
Long overdue.
But it was kind of due. And you heard Vogt say, we understood this from both sides, but how weird. Dude, you want to know what caught me about Vogt speaking about it yesterday? He goes, this is a little more for me because I was his teammate. I was his former teammate, and I got to call him into my office and say, we're letting you go, man. Yeah. Like, just that whole dynamic there, that's an interesting one. Well, that you got to call a former teammate into your office and go, hey, man, we're letting you go, or we're letting you go. But you bring some of these guys up. Frank, again, there was nothing. I'm sorry to Ramon Laureano. There wasn't anything there. Brennan's hitting. Freeman's hitting. You bring up Rodriguez for a little bit. Manzardo while they're here. Good news on Quan, taking some BP, maybe out on a rehab assignment next week. You get him back. Good news on Gavin Williams. I'm just really starting to feel it about this Guardians team.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean,
I love this, man.
You're 25+% through the season, so we're past overreaction month, as people like to call it. I mean, you're one of what, 4 teams with more than 30 wins. I know Kansas City has 30, and then the other teams are the Yankees, the Phillies, and the Dodgers. Like, when you're in that echelon,
you're up, man.
And you're the small market that is the Guardians. It's not much more you can prove. Not much more you can do to prove that you belong there, and this is a chance to make a run. Now, whether they see that as sustainable, they need to see maybe through All-Star break this keeps up.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's been impressive nonetheless, especially without Quan these last couple of weeks. But I mean, yeah, I'm not sure what else more you have to do to prove. I mean, certainly you don't want to lose those stinkers to the White Sox.
You'll have those. Win the series. That's all I ask. All I ask.
But yeah, just don't let that happen again.
Yeah. All right. So great stuff on the guards. It is a 2 for Tuesday. We're going to flip over to the Cavs now. Just this wait out. Today, I think, is going to be the day for JB. I imagine Kobe Altman is going to speak sometime later this week. I heard late last week, or late this week. So if you're believing Thursday or Friday, I think today might be that day for JB Bickerstaff.
Do you have any memes in the chamber?
No, I don't really think ahead. Like,
I don't reflog.
I fully. Though. Oh, that's what. Like, I am very envious of Chris because he's that good about running social media. I probably should care more about social media than I do. I send funny gifs, I send stuff, but it's never like I never think it out that much. And the thing is, I don't want to stomp on that grave. I don't want to sit here and do a happy dance because JB Bickerstaff got fired. I don't feel that way.
But that doesn't mean that's not a meme. A meme is just for fun.
I know, but that's the thing. It's not even like I'm looking forward to the news. I'm just kind of expecting it. So if that is coming down the pipe, you wait for this, and now all of this kind of turn on Donovan Mitchell. You got unnamed NBA executives that the Cavs are weirdly optimistic about their chances of keeping Donovan Mitchell. And I tell you, I got this off Cavaliers Nation this morning. And this came from an unnamed executive that the Cavs are weirdly optimistic about keeping Donovan Mitchell. The executive speaking to Heavy Sports, they've never talked about trading him as far as most of us know. Can I stop it right there? I will. Of course not. Because you, as a Cavs organization, you have got to operate like Donovan's coming back. Because if you give him the idea that you're preparing for him to leave, that then puts the seed in his mind that he's going to leave. Cavs have operated so far in the right way. You got to operate like he's coming back. You get your trades in order for some of the other guys. You don't field other trade offers because that stuff's going to go really quick. Eventually, when that decision is made, I think teams will be ready to go. And there's not like it's got to be done next week. I assume that there might be a decision on it before the contract is even offered. Then you could cross that bridge. So again, this NBA executive speaking to Heavy Sports, they've always just kind of gone about their business. There's nothing that's come out of the Cavs camp to anyone about not being happy in Cleveland or he's going to bust down the door to get out. Everybody assumed he wants to go back to New York, and maybe he does, but he's never said that. I think Cleveland is just kind of optimistic, weirdly optimistic, when it comes to him. I've been leaning towards he's leaving. Now, part of me might be doing that as Fanning scared of trying to say that if he like it's my defense mechanism, exactly. Feeling like he's going to leave, and if he stays, then great. I'll be happy about it, as opposed to putting all my eggs in the basket. He's coming back, get my heart ripped out that he's leaving. It's starting to break me down a little bit. Ryan has been out. You've been feeling good about it. Yes. You've been trying to talk me off the ledge here about Donovan coming back.
Yes, he will be playing here for the next few years.
Okay.
At least.
I'd love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong on that. Then there's even some of these things like the Dan Gilbert report that there's no way he'd ever trade him to the Lakers. So if you feel like you're that entrenched and Dan is powerful enough to sit there and say, hey, I'm not taking that deal. Or he could call Kobe and be like, if we need to move him, that's fine. You do not send him there. You do not send him there. Even if that's the best deal, which I don't think it would be. If that's the owner's take, then you do it.
Maybe he can hit up his friend. What's his name? Ishbia?
Ishbia? Yeah. Those guys get along great. Good buddies there. And again, all the reports that Donovan is back in. I'm sorry, Dan Gilbert's back in. That he's to a point of his health. His son has obviously left the organization. How much do you think that changes things? With Dan Gilbert back to a forefront of running the Cavs. Obviously, a major health scare. I'm glad he's doing fine. I mean, my initial gut reaction is I think that's a good thing. I mean, Dan Gilbert's been the owner on a championship team. That had a lot to do with LeBron. He saw that, ran and learned, I'm sure, from David Griffin when he was here. But Gilbert getting back involved, I actually think is a positive for the Cavs of keeping Donovan. Where at a point, as Donovan surveys the landscape, and I've tried to put myself in Donovan's shoes, as I take a look at this roster and I take a look at the coach and all this other kind of stuff. One thing that you might say they don't have right now is a little bit of stability. You're about to fire the coach. There's heat on the general manager. There's a lot of upheaval when it comes to the roster. But if Dan Gilbert is stepping back in with the billions of dollars that he has and almost got the message to Donovan to say, I'm back involved. Like, I am the stability that you might need. Now, I know Dan, like any owner, is a bit of a polarizing figure in this town. Some people love him. Some people don't really care for him, whatever. I'm a big fan of Dan Gilbert. He paid a lot of money for us to win a championship. He's not shy about cutting those checks, and I appreciate him for that. So I think that actually helps to come back to pitch to Donovan to say, here's a little of that stability that I know you're looking for. Donovan is looking for the next 5 years of his career. He is thinking about the next 5 years of his career. Where am I going to be? Do I have a chance to win? And it's more about the future of this team. Now, when it comes to the future, there's a big question that the Cavs have to answer first. And we're going to post this as our 2 for Tuesday, our first 2 for Tuesday. As always, 2 questions, 2 answers. Who should the Cavs trade, Darius Garland or Jarrett Allen? We start by saying...
Or should I do, who would you rather see the Cavs trade? Or do you think, who should they?
It's more about, like, who would you trade? Like, if you put yourself in Kobe
What if I say,
Allen,
which of these 2 players are you more comfortable trading?
If you want, sure. It's the essence of the same question. One is going to have to go. There is no question on this. One of them has to go. They're going to make a move. I say that no matter what I feel about Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs are going to make a move this offseason. They have to, right? They're going to re-sign Mobley, whatever. So now you get to Garland, you get to Allen. One of those guys got to go. Which one would you trade? If you had to trade one, which one would you trade? There's pros and cons to both. Jarrett Allen had a much stronger season. He had the better season than Darius Garland, obviously. But he plays a position that is not really a premium in the NBA anymore. He's a defensive-minded big. I'm sure there's some teams that would love to have him at the price tag. He needs a new deal. There's that. And then I think this is more of a Cleveland thing about he didn't take the shot. I really don't care about that. That's none of my business, whatever. If the team feels like that is a detriment or they don't like where they're at because he didn't take the shot for his ribs, whatever, that's their decision. So that's Jarrett Allen. You flip it over to Darius Garland. Ryan, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about a potential Darius Garland trade? What's the overarching thing, at least in my opinion, when it comes to a Garland trade?
That his value tanked.
Well, yes, his contract. That's a lot of money. Yeah. That's a lot of money. for a guy, to your point, who had a really, really bad year. But the flip side is he is a shooting guard, can ball handle when you need him to, bringing up the court. He's more of what the NBA is searching for, but man, does he have a price tag with him. And there are probably teams out there, and maybe the Cavs are one, that believe that this year was just a wash. This year was just a bad year for Darius Garland, and he'll overcome this in the offseason, get in the right system maybe here, and he'll be back to form. So there's pros and cons to both. And then you think about ultimately the best fit for the Cavs. I think the best fit for the Cavs would actually be to trade away Garland. You've seen this two-guard look as opposed to the two-big look. And through the lens that I said yesterday, every single lens that I'm looking through, my monocle over here. What is it? Daddy Warbucks? What the guy from Monopoly.
Is that his name?
Something like that. The guy from Monopoly. He's got a name.
I didn't know he had a name, to be honest.
Guy from Monopoly.
The Pringle guy has a monocle.
He does. Milborn Pennybags is his name. Whatever. That Milborn Pennybags is Mr. Monopoly.
That's a good trivia question.
That's a great trivia question. I'm looking through my monocle here. Everything I do is about Donovan Mitchell. Every little thing that I think the Cavs are going to do is based on Donovan Mitchell. Which one's better for him? Which one's the better one to keep for Donovan? Probably Jared Allen.
Yeah. Right?
Probably. So you weigh all of that in to try to make your decision here. Ryan, you got to pick one here. Garland, Allen, one's got to go.
I think it's definitely easier to move on from Jared Allen, given that one, I think a team would.
That's a great point too. What do you
price.
think you're going to get back for him?
I think overall it's easier to trade Jared Allen, but that might differ from my answer of which one would I like to see go. It all just depends what you get back. It all depends what you get back.
I mean, the other thing is when you talk about, you're right. You got to look at it from two sides. It's about who doesn't fit this team, but also the flip side of what do you think you're going to get back. I'm almost like, this is kind of dangerous for me.
Like if I could keep Jared Allen and I could trade Garland,
like I almost
wings.
I don't know if I care about what I get back, which I can do that. Kobe Altman can't, and I know this team has to improve. But it's like you got to make this move almost for no matter what, right?
I think a guy like Jared Allen, as good defensively is a little bit easier to replace
because you have Evan Mobley.
Yeah, and you could find a dominant anchor. I mean, Jared Allen's
off of that, what if you say, hey, we really need Mobley to take these steps forward on offense. We actually need to keep Jared Allen around here to play defense. These are all the things that Kobe Altman is starting to
that kind of contradicts
weigh.
itself because I think Evan Mobley's offensive development has been stunted by Jared Allen just anchoring the post.
Good point. On the offensive side of things, Jared Allen can't get out of there. It's not like he's going to stretch out and shoot threes all of a sudden. That's not happening. And you got to factor in the new coach. I think NBA coaches are important to a point, but like it's still about the fit of the team, right? And I do think about the Cavs too. They had such a shift when they brought in Donovan Mitchell, right? When you brought him in, you had this team and you had these riches of luxury, right? You're like, oh man, we got Evan Mobley, we got Jared. Maybe now you need to recalibrate. We're a Donovan Mitchell-led team. Now, again, that comes back to if he's going to resign here. And I think that's a pitch to him. If you were sitting down with Donovan, you might say, hey, man, this took us a little time to get some traction here. This took us a little time to get some things figured out, but now we have. And if you commit to us and you're going to stick around here, now we can actually make moves for you. It's weird. This team wasn't yours when you showed up. And then we pretty much ran it back. I mean, you got Strus, you got Niang, fine. But now we know this is your team. And we can focus completely on building the team that you need to go win a championship. But we need your committed. I feel like it's a political ad. We need your commit. We need your support today. We need you to commit. And if you do, rest assured, we're not going to stop striving. We're not going to keep pushing forward of building this team around you. There will be limitations. There always are. But we're going to try our damnedest to do what's right for you and by you. We just need you in.
I was thinking, Matt, if you could pick one player, and don't make it like a superstar because that's just not realistic, but that you could pair with Donovan Mitchell to make your perfect front court?
That's a great question.
Because the first name I thought of was Derek White, a guy that plays defense. He's taller. He's lengthy.
You're talking about attainable. It's not like I can say Jason Tatum, right?
But isn't going to take over and let Donovan do his thing.
Well, that's the thing. I think
and another guy I thought of, which would be much cheaper, I assume. I don't know his details and contract, and this is probably going to be a little spicy. I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Simmons.
Are you sure?
Ryan,
are you sure?
To experiment with it.
That is every team that has ever picked up Ben Simmons.
Exactly.
That's just we might as well experiment and see if we can get him back.
But that
no. He's done.
Right.
He's done.
Freezing cold takes.
I get, like if you took him on if he was a throw-in guy to make some money work. What's Ben Simmons? Like, didn't he sign a max deal?
But he's clamps. Did he sign a max deal?
I thought he did.
Who gave him that bread?
He's set to make $40 million next year.
Is he still with the Nets?
5-year $177.
Is he
I
still
thought he
with
was on
the
the 76ers.
Oh, is he?
I think he's on the 76ers.
No, didn't he get drafted by the Sixers?
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he's on the Nets.
Yeah, you're tripping.
He's on the Nets. Yeah, he signed
a
5-year,
that would be the word. I'm just
177.
saying,
not for $40 million.
Right. No, you're right. I didn't know that contract.
He's making $40.3 million next season.
Now that I know the contract,
you want to give him the year after that, he's an unrestricted
But I'm
free
talking
agent.
about a taller, lengthy guard that can play defense, that can give me a 3-ball and still let Donovan take
yeah.
over.
I mean, that is the dream for Donovan. I mean,
yes,
the thing
it sucks because your two guards are so short. Darius can't play defense at all.
Right.
Donovan Mitchell can play defense, but he's not an elite defender, I don't think, by any means. And he's probably gassed because he's got to play so much offense. I'm saying a Derek White type would be perfect.
Well, and the thing is, the Cavs are low on salary cap space, and they don't have picks. The only assets that you have to make a move, here are the guys that I would be on trade watch. And it's an obvious list. Garland, Allen, LeVert, and I don't think they're trading Strus. I don't think they're trading Niang.
Well, Niang's cut.
No, he ain't going to get cut.
Why?
He ain't going to get cut.
Didn't he sign a 1 year?
No, he signed 2 years.
Oh, was it 2 years?
Yeah. Why does he have the E at the end of it, or the S at the end of it, by the way?
I don't know.
George Niang contract.
What did we give him, 25?
3-year, 25. 3-year, 25. Average salary, 8.5. This is sounding crazy. You could do a lot worse than George Niang for 8.5. Okay, I know you had a bad end of the season. You could do a lot worse.
I don't know about it.
So I don't think they're getting rid of Strus, but on the list of assets to be traded, LeVert, Allen, and Garland.
Yeah, those are the
I'm missing somebody else though. Who am I missing? Not Dean Wade.
I mean,
Merrill means nothing. Craig Porter Jr. is nothing.
Are you?
Maybe. Well, Isaac, he's a restricted free agent. You got to get him under contract first.
Yeah.
And I don't want to trade Isaac Okoro. So he's here. So you got 3 guys that you could package together.
You could package Jared Allen and Karras.
You could do something with that.
That's where everybody
you could
sees
really do something with
seeing
that.
a potential Brandon Ingram trade.
Which again, everybody keeps talking about that, and I just go, is that the fix? Is that truly the fix for the Cavs? I don't know. But we're waiting out to see how it plays out. Plenty still coming out about that. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that there's a little... I'm maybe starting to sway the other way. I'm starting to feel like maybe the dial is turning towards Donovan wanting to stay. So you got your piece there, Ryan. I'll give you that. I'm starting to flip.
No Ben Simmons, though?
Not for 40. Not for that. Not for that. And the other thing is...
Wait, so he's making 40 a year?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Good job if you can get it, man. Great job if you can get it. Just in the deal that he signed, when he was 24, he made 30.5, then 33, then 35, then 38, and now he's on the hook for 40.3 for next season.
What's Derek White looking like? Celtics probably wouldn't trade him.
Not after this run. Derek White, he's making $19 million for next season, and then he's an unrestricted free agent. So he's entering the final year of his deal. He's an expiring contract.
I don't know what they're looking like.
I don't know what their cap space is either.
Although Brad Stevens is a genius.
He is. He's very good. But I'd probably say... But again, that's... Okay, you bring up another great point. What if Garland figures it out? What if Jared Allen goes to the Celtics? Now you just traded good pieces of the Celtics. There are teams that I think are on the do not trade list. I think the Celtics are one of them.
Yeah.
You don't want to do anything. Even on the return of like, well, this person could really help us. I don't want to play that game with the Celtics. There are a few teams that are on my do not trade list. Milwaukee is one. Boston is another one. And I frankly think the Knicks are too. When you think about your competition in the East, I'll trade with Miami. I'll trade with Philly. That's fine. And I'll trade with anybody in the West. I don't want to trade with Boston, especially Boston. Of all those ones I mentioned, the Celtics are off that list. Dan Gilbert said I ain't trading anybody to the Lakers. Go ahead and put Boston on that list too.
I just want a 6'5" point guard.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. That's what the Cavs are missing right now. That'd be fantastic for them. But what are you going to do? Is there an experimental surgery to get Darius Garland to grow 6 inches? I don't think so. Don't think so. So you're going to have to deal with what you want. Question is up. 2 for Tuesday. First one. You got to trade one. By the way, do you think that that is a fair statement that one of those guys will be traded? There's no question, right? One of those guys are gone.
Yeah, they're not running.
They got to. They have to. There's no way, right? All right, so they'll be gone. So go ahead and vote. Sorry, there's injuries coming out. There's already guys getting hurt in OTAs. Be careful out there. But we'll talk some Browns coming up in a little bit. All right, second 2 for Tuesdays. You always do 2 questions, 2 answers. I need some help from the golfing community. Can I lay out where we're at? So one of my best friends, my golfing buddy, texted me this morning. Goes, hey, I got a short day. You want to hit 9? And I was like, man, I'm on dad duty today. I'm on dad duty most days, but like my wife is in the office this week. So I have our 1-year-old. And I thought about it, as I'm sure a lot of millennial golfer dads have, and I've seen the pictures on social media of throwing the baby in the stroller, getting her toys, getting some snacks and a water bottle, throwing my bags on my back and going walking 9. I've never done it before. I did a quick Google on it this morning. Apparently, it's up to, the course's discretion. It's up to the course. There are some courses that tell you you're not bringing a kid out here. You're not doing that. Other ones, they don't care. Then, what is the biggest fear? She gets hit with a golf ball, right? Don't want that to happen. There were some people in some comments that I was reading. They go, I played golf for 24 years, and I've only ever been hit twice. Your odds are good that you're probably going to avoid it, right? But that'd be the end of me golfing forever, right? Not even just taking the baby. Just for me forever. From help from the golfing community. Is it a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, let's not phrase it like that.
Okay, how do you want to phrase it?
Because inherently it's a bad idea, so I'm going to phrase it as, is it okay?
Can I take a 1-year-old golfing with, and if you want to put in there, she would be in the stroller, I'm walking with my bag, she would have proper protection. I'm not some horrible dad. Like, she'd have cover from the sun, she'd have snacks, she can have her water.
I'll say they will, what should I say? They will be.
I'm assuming they'll be in the stroller. They'll be in the stroller. They'll be content in the stroller. She loves walks. She does like going for walks.
I'm going to say they will be in the stroller with food and water.
Food and water and sun and protection from the sun. They'd be well taken care of out on the golf course. For 9 holes, put that in there too. For 9, trying to walk in 18. I'll walk 9. And I want to know if anybody out there has actually ever done that. I want a little advice on this. Because the other side, some of the comments that are other people, that's extremely selfish. That's extremely selfish to go out and put your kid in danger like that. And I think the same thing, Ryan. Like, I played a lot of golf in my life. I've actually never been hit with a golf ball. Ever. While I've been golfing. And it would potentially be a Wednesday because I would never do that on an 8:30 tee time on a Saturday, right? Where every jackwagon is out there trying to hack it up, right? I'm going out there in a slow time, a lot of leagues going on. Just get in there, get in, get out, get my 9 holes in. Is that worth it? My wife doesn't even know we're having this conversation. She's sitting at home. She's going to see when I tweet this, when I retweet this question. She goes, you're trying to take the baby out golfing? She has made mention in the past that she's cool with it. You know, she knows I like to golf. She knows it's one of my things. So she's like, hey, if you want to take she said that with our son. So we have 2. Our son will be 3, and our daughter's about to be 1. And she even said that with our son. She's like, yeah, take him out. Who cares? That's fine. Now he's at the age where I would just take him out in the cart and like have him ride around with us. But he's at school. He's good. It's the 1-year-old that I wonder about. Ryan, you said you don't think so.
No,
I'm
quoting the tweet with Child Protection Services.
Don't do that. Stop that. Is it okay with you to bring a 1-year-old golfing? They'll be in the stroller, food, water, and sun protection. Do you think? You know what? I don't want to vote on this. I don't want to spoil it. Alfonso said it depends. Well, it depends on what? What course I'm playing? Like, the other thing, I completely like, I'm not out there to try to shoot the course record, right? Like, I'm not out there. Like, I just want to go out, hack it around for an hour. Like, the other thing, I want to be in and out in an hour and a half. And I would pull off the course. Like, if she's really that upset, if she's not having it, I'll pull off the course. I'll go home. That's fine. I want to kind of get this primered for the summer to see if this is something I should bring up. Is this something that I should try to maybe pitch to my wife to say that this is okay? That I can take the 1-year-old. The stroller we have has a big hood on it. Like, not only for sun protection, but potential golf ball. And I would go with my friend who has kids that we're on the tee box. I'm teeing off. She's crying. Like, Jordan would be able to help her, like sit there. Like, he's got kids. I have a little bit of help on this. He'd be very understanding of it, too. I'm trying to find all the avenues.
Is she going to hold your stogie between holes?
I would not have a cigar out there with the baby. That's right. Normally I would, but not with the baby. I wouldn't drink. I would just have my water and go play the 9. That's it. I feel like down in my gut, the answer is probably no.
You're going to leave her at the last hole. You're going to forget.
I've left clubs before. I don't think I'd leave the baby, but I've left clubs before. You know your hack on that? Always leave them on the green. Somebody will find them. What you don't want to do
on the green?
Well, no, I would not put the stroller on the, because damn, I didn't think about that. Can't roll that stroller up on the green.
No.
So she's gonna have to be all the way over there while I'm putting.
On the cart path.
Damn. Starting to think this is a no.
Just get one of those.
Starting to think this is a no.
Backpacks in the
front. Oh, I have a baby Bjorn.
And putt with her right there.
Well, that's the problem, is how am I going to tee off with that? I wouldn't be. She's got to go in the stroller. I can't put her in the baby Bjorn.
For putting, I'm talking about.
Oh,
that'd be annoying.
Yeah. I don't want her crawling around on the grass. Like, there's pesticides and stuff out there. Can't have that. She'd have toys. She'd have things to do.
All it takes is one, 4.
That's what I'm saying. And especially if she's like 2 feet away from me, like me running, trying to like put the hood down, just put my hands up.
And the next thing you know, your child has brain damage.
Right. That's what I don't want. Now she's up. Now the nice thing about the stroller that we had a fancy dancy one, is that she's well protected. She's in there. And again, with how sunny it is, I'd be more worried about the sun, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd have to put something over her legs. I think my gut says no. It's leaning. For the golfing community out there, I wanted to get their thoughts. I'd like some replies too.
The poll's close so far.
Yeah, but also like people are voting on that willy-nilly because it's not their kid. It's my kid. It's different. I didn't vote. I didn't want to sway the vote on that because I'm really conflicted on it. So again, do you think it's all right if I would take a 1-year-old with me? If I took my daughter?
I just think you wouldn't enjoy yourself one bit.
No, I think I'd be. I mean, I guess you're right. Am I really going to get out of it what I want? Plus, I'd have to walk, which I normally hate doing, but I'll do it. Got to walk, hour and a half, because the other thing, we'd be rushing to get home before a nap. She naps in the afternoon.
Okay, I'm horrible. I know nothing about babies, so I'm horrible at gauging the ages of when they start to do things.
Sure. Where's she at right now?
Yeah.
She stands up. She doesn't walk yet.
She's 1?
She'll be 1 in a couple of months. She's like 10 months. I'll tell you this. She'll be 11 months old in 2 weeks. So she's all but 1. She basically is.
Okay.
She can talk. She says hi and bye. She says mom and dad. Crawls around. She laughs. She's hilarious. And she stands up. So I just throw her in there. And she likes walks. We go on a walk almost every day. She enjoys being in the stroller. She likes being outside. So she's pretty chill. I think both our kids so far, thankfully, been pretty chill. They're chill babies. They're cool. Well done on mostly their mom's part.
What do you bring for food?
She's got puffs. They make like little just looks like cereal. We just went to Costco. They have yogurt bites. Little yogurt bites.
She couldn't eat like a back 9 glizzy?
No, she cannot have a hot dog. My son loves hot dogs. She cannot have a meat missile over there. That's not happening. No. She can't have a hot dog.
Oh God.
Water would probably be my biggest thing, because like I don't want, like, that water's gonna get warm quick. I'd have to bring a little cooler, which you're not supposed to do. Then my other fear of these courses, how many courses in Northeast Ohio would actually accept that business? Like everything I read, it's up to each individual course. Do they want to be on the news of a baby getting struck with a golf ball? I don't want it to be that way. I'd be the dad. I'd be the enemy right there. But I assume there's also probably a lot of golf courses that would be like, you know what, we're good.
Kenny says, does a stroller have room for beer?
Yes, it's got a giant underneath compartment there. It does. Yep, it does. If needed, if need be. So I just want to see from the golfing community out there if that would make a lot of sense, if that's a good idea. Mike says, honestly, I think if you did that, it'd be the last time you had to worry about taking a young child because you'd not be married anymore. Fair enough.
What would John Daly do?
Well, John Daly has his kid out there hitting 300-yard drives as it is. I want my kids to get into golf. I'm looking forward to taking my son golfing. She ain't going to remember it, though. And it comes off a little selfish. This is coming off a little selfish of, like, this is what I want to do. And this is my thing. But also, like, trying to carve out golfing time with kids
Can
is
you
not
not
easy.
golf, like, unless you take her? Like,
I mean, I could ask, but then that, you don't want to. My in-laws and my parents watch her a lot, So it's like, just sit there. They already do a lot. And then for me to come on, like, hey, by the way, I'm going. My dad would be like, you jerk, take me with you.
Just drop her off at the eagle's nest, the giant eagle. They do those.
What's that?
That's what I used to be when your mom would go shopping.
Oh, you drop your kid.
And it'd be like a little
there's a
Giant
time
Eagle.
limit on that.
Just
like the
golf
YMCA,
fast.
when I go work out at the Y, they have childcare for an hour, but you have to stay on the premises. Maybe that's an idea for a golf course. Wouldn't that be a thing? Like every Thursday, there's childcare in the clubhouse for 2 hours?
Wipes would hate that.
Not really. The kids go, like, it doesn't matter. The kid's taken care of.
But it would just give their husbands an excuse to golf.
I know, but still, I mean, it's just an idea. I just wanted to get it from the golfing community. I wanted to see what people thought about that. So vote two for two.
Exactly 50-50.
Wow, interesting. All right, go vote at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow there. We're up on Instagram as well, and then we stream live every morning, YouTube and Twitch as well at Matt Fontana Show. Do you got the boost?
Huh?
Do you got the boost?
Yeah, I do.
You got it? Guards, let's go! Typico, baby. Hit a nice little one. I did a side bet last night. Guardians minus a 1.5. We're back at it tonight. Ryan, lay it out. Our 3-leg parlay here, boosted on Typico.
All right, we're going under 0.5 first inning total runs, going with the Nerfy again. Then we're going over 4.5 strikeouts for Cookie Carrasco.
Nerfy?
Yeah, that's what they call it, Nerfy. No run first inning.
Oh, okay.
Nerfy.
Let's go.
Over 4.5 Ks for Carlos
Come on.
Carrasco against his old team, the New York Mets. And Guardians money line, that's boosted to plus 639.
Woo! Let's go. Typico, we're in. Boom. Mets, Guardians, right here. Boosts. Done. What do you have it at?
I've never heard of Nerfy.
No. No inning first run? I have not. All right. We're in. Boom. Done.
What
Bet
a
place.
boomer.
Yeah, sorry. I had a parlay on that yesterday and it didn't hit. We're in. I got a plus 639. Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I'm at too. All right, we're in. Typico, folks. Use that code Fontana150 when you sign up. Deposit $150. I know that's a lot. I understand that. But with the code Fontana150 for new customers, you will then get two $75 protected bets. You want to place it on the NBA game tonight? We'll get you our odds ready to go for that. You got baseball, hockey playoffs. It's all going on with our friends at Typico. Then the boost, which are so great. What do you like in some boost for tonight?
I love Celtics minus 9.
Yeah, I do too. Here are just some. Okay, you want to do. How about this?
I also love Mavs plus 4.
Mavs plus 4.
I think they
well,
might
that's
steal
tomorrow,
it.
right?
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
How about. We tell you about the imperfect parlay, right? That's where, like, here's a boosted imperfect parlay on Typico. And it's your Nerf. It's under first inning runs.
It's not a Nerf gun. It's a Nerfy.
Nerfy. Nerf.
N-R-F-I. Nerfy.
Nerfy. Whatever. Oh, because you got to have the I in there, too, with the inning. Got it. Okay, fine. Nerfy. Brewers, Marlins, Twins, Nationals, Giants, Pirates, and Padres, Reds. You just need 3 of those 4 to not have a first inning run. That is plus 191. I'll throw some action on that. All right, I'm in. I like that boost right there. Sorry, I meant to get into this to do basketball. Got over. Dude, they got a lot of base. They got a lot of baseball ones here. All right, tonight, Celtics. Oh my gosh, I like this one too. Celtics money line. Jason Tatum over 29.5 points. That's boosted to 121. They're on Typico. Tyrese Halliburton steals. Do you feel like 3-point shots for both Jason Tatum and Derek White to hit 3 threes plus 201 right there on Tipico?
Dude, Jason Tatum just be shooting mids.
Yeah, that's true too. I do like where you are. We'll get to our trends for the game tonight, but they do have that up with all the boosts, folks. That's where Tipico is at. The imperfect parlay and the cashback rewards is really what sets them apart. It's the best cashback reward system in the industry. No joke. You got to go one click. I know you can't see it, but it's there. That's where I'm at for my cashback rewards. 3% cashback on the straight bets, 5% cashback on the parlays. That's it. That's all you got to do is place bets like you normally would on Tipico, and you're getting cashback rewards. You're on your way for the games. It's so much fun. And I was talking to somebody about this weekend. Putting $5 on the game. That's it. We're not big betting over here. $5 here and there. The interest in the game. You want to sit down? How about a little Guardian? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute here, buddy. You know what I want to do here? You know what I'm doing. Give me Guardians money line. Give me Celtics money line. That's plus 112. That's taking out the spread. Now, you like them -9, and it's 10.5 now. You like the Celtics minus 10.5?
I'd probably still do it.
Can I get an alt spread? Hang on. Alt. Yeah, you're damn straight I can. What about Celtics minus 4.5? You like that? Dude, plus 134. Come on now.
Celtics 4.5, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Parlay that with the guards. Get going there with Tipico. Speaking of the Guardians, let's head over for a little bit of power rankings. Dude, I love this. CBS Sports. And also, there was another one on Fox MLB this morning. Was it Ben Verlander? Somebody. MLB on Fox.
You're thinking of Justin Verlander.
No, his brother's all in this, too.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I want to find this. Stand by.
I tweeted yesterday. Shams tweeted out the all rookie teams.
Yeah.
And I
saw you.
I said Amani Bates snubbed. So people thought I was serious.
People can't tell. The problem is when things don't hit like that on Twitter, then people do not understand.
Like, no, you're not.
All right, here we go. 2 power rankings for you. Number 1, Ben Verlander, MLB, Fox. Number 1,
Dodgers,
Yankees.
Ew.
Number 2,
Dodgers,
Phillies. Number 3,
Dodgers.
Number 4,
give me the guards.
no.
Then I'm gonna assume 5. Did they put the Orioles?
Orioles are correct. And at
Gunnar
number
Henderson's
5,
nuts. Gunnar Henderson is carrying my baseball
yeah,
team.
he's crazy. Number 5, the Cleveland Guardians up 4 spots in Ben Verlander's power rankings. CBS Sports power rankings. Number 1, Phillies. Number 2, Dodgers. Number 3, Yankees. Number 4, Orioles. Number 5, Braves. And at number 6, up 2 spots, your Cleveland Guardians. They right. That was one hell of an impressive week, taking 2 out of 3 from the champs in Texas before manhandling the previous hot Minnesota Twins up to 6. Now, interesting on CBS Sports at 7, the Kansas City Royals. Hot on our trail. Which team scares you the most in the Central to run you down? Twins, Tigers, Royals.
I'm just going to say at this point, the Royals, we haven't played them yet, right? I don't think we played them yet.
I don't think so.
Which
is weird, by
because
the way.
like we own the Detroit Tigers.
Everybody. Well, obviously everybody does, but yes, we do own the Tigers.
Yeah, we put up a stinker against the White Sox.
White Sox
they're
suck
bottom of
ass.
the barrel, and then the Twins, we own them. So at this point, I have to.
There's
say
a message to be said about that Twins team, man. There really is, and I like how baseball changed their schedule, where you play all the NL teams and then you flip if it's either home or road.
How have we not played the Royals yet?
But the problem is exactly this, Ryan. You don't play your division opponents very much anymore. Not as much. Like there were years you played the Tigers 18 times.
I'm fact checking.
Now that seems like a little much, but the fact is that the rest of the division isn't good, and you used to be able to get fat on it. You used to be able to. I'm looking at their schedule too. I don't think we have.
No, we haven't.
I don't think we have.
We don't play them.
We've already had
June 4th. We kick off a 3-game series.
Forever, man.
At Cleveland.
So we've had 2 series against Minnesota already.
Minnesota.
We've had 2 series against the White Sox, and only 1 series against Detroit. So again, 2 against the White Sox, 2 against the Twins, 1 against Detroit, and then haven't even played Kansas City yet. But it's all about part of 2 when you catch teams, things like that. But, dude, with where the Guards are at, the little message that they sent to the Twins, too, I think has been fantastic. What's been your favorite part of this Guardians team so far? Is it the bullpen? Is it the bats? Is it Steven Vogt? Is there an answer there?
The correct answer is the bullpen. It's been the most helpful.
Yeah.
But then, of course, everybody's going to say the runs. Scoring runs is actually, believe it or not, scoring runs makes baseball more fun.
Yeah, it does. And I think the more sustainable things, one of the more sustainable things is to bat. And I think that's weird because you're asking more guys to be involved. And I know that today's day and age, it's all about home run hitting and things like that. Pitching, as we know, can be finicky. If you can hit, if you can manufacture runs or just smack the ball outside the yard all the time, that's fine too. But when you manufacture runs, and maybe this is bias off of me on how we used to have to operate with the Guards, I want batting, I want runs, I want hits. That's what I want.
I got a good question.
Okay, go ahead.
We're over 25% through the year.
Yes.
Who right now is the Guardians' MVP?
I still say Jose Ramirez. It might be Josh Naylor. That's probably your answer, but
I would still say Stephen Kwan.
He would be leading base. And all these accolades talking about where the Guardians are at. Jose's top 2 in RBIs. Is Naylor still 3rd in home runs? Kwan would be leading baseball in average if he had enough at bats. He's been injured. He'll hopefully get back there. But all these accolades that they individually have, you're hitting. You got a lot of guys that are hitting. Which
Josh
is great.
Miller's 6th in home runs.
6th.
6th.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, 6th. Maybe I was thinking of AL. Who's ahead of him? Do you have that up real
Hunter
quick?
Henderson,
yeah.
AL. Kyle Tucker, AL.
Yeah.
Marcelo Zuna's NL.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge, AL.
Okay, so
Shohei, NL.
Okay. So he's fourth in the AL. But still, you're hitting. It's what I ask you to do. Let's flip over to talk some Browns. OTA's going on today. Not too much to read in there. We've got more things here now about the stadium. A couple of things. So the first thing, and you alerted me to this, that the architect that was on Bruce's show, he was on Fox 8. And I just saw this story retweeted again this morning from John Sable.
Yeah, me and Bruce were first. No big deal.
No, I know you were. And there's nothing wrong with that. You guys were first. This guy gave this idea for this stadium that goes out into the lake.
He calls it the Hexatron.
The Hexatron, the new retractable stadium in the lake.
I want to premise this because this is his
whole idea.
His whole idea of funding is a casino in Cleveland. Like a brand
There's
new
already
one.
one.
A brand new one.
Bro, I don't know if we can sustain the one we got.
He claims that will solve
I don't understand. Okay, so the other thing to bring up, too, is there's a report out that the city of Cleveland is going to sell the Gateway Garage to the Cleveland Guardians. They're going to sell it for $26 million. And I said, don't let Jimmy Haslam get word of that. Because one of the Haslam's big hangups in all this is they don't get money for the parking. Now, there's nothing you can do about that. When they built the Gateway, they very smartly built a parking garage. You cannot, and somebody said, oh, they're going to tear it down. No, they're not. If anything, expand. You cannot have that arena. You cannot have that ballpark without parking. I know there's some daily parkers in there, but think of the concerts, let alone all the sporting events that they have at the Rock Mortgage Fieldhouse, and Progressive Field. You have to have that Gateway Garage. There's no bones about that. You don't debate that at all. So that aside, you turn it over to the team for a little boosted revenue. And somebody had a good tweet. They're like, well, where's Dan in all this? Number one, Dan doesn't need that money. But number two, I'm sure there will be some sort of split, right? The Guardians probably own the garage, but on the night of a Cavs game, I'm assuming most of that revenue will go over to the Cavs, or they can lease it or something. I don't know. They'll figure that all out. But I saw that move happening. And part of me was like, you know how I get. Is there a bigger game at play here? Because, can I just give you my conspiracy theory? The city of Cleveland sells the Gateway Garage to the Guardians for $26 million. That's reportedly happening. And Blitzer's coming in with this money. He eventually will probably own the team. Would you then not maybe turn things to the Guardians to say, we're done helping you with that arena. We're done helping you with that ballpark. And that goes back to the bigger discussion that a lot of people have, that billionaires should pay for their own arenas and their own stadiums. I subscribe to a little bit of that. But I also go to the ballpark for games. I go to Browns games. Like, I don't mind a little bit of my tax dollars going towards that. And you could say, well, the tickets that you buy, the money that you pay for parking, that should go fund that. Okay, so maybe the city of Cleveland is selling this and say, hey, don't come for us for any more improvements. Maybe that money then finds its way to the Cleveland Browns. I don't know. I'm just trying to connect dots that maybe don't even actually exist. I'm going out here on a limb. Just go with me here for a second. So then we get back to the Haslam's interest, right? And this idea about this dome, which has always been my number one. If you could find another spot to build a retractable roofed stadium somewhere in downtown Cleveland, not on the lakefront, that would be the ideal. I assume that location does not exist. I assume that they've looked far and wide, and there's no way that that's happening. Now, what was the architect?
What was his name?
Yeah.
Robert Cornwell.
Robert. He's got this idea. He said it on Bruce's show. Hey, man, I just need to get in front of Jimmy Haslam to pitch him this idea. Is it a good idea? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't know. Is it I would assume it's practical. He's an architect. I assume he's got an idea about it. He said he's worked in Cleveland for a long time. But just as we see all these things start to kind of trickle down, the stadium stuff's been on the back burner for a long time, as it should be. There's no real news there. But he's trying to get his word out there. He's trying to get some maybe public support for this whole thing. It looks weird. The stadium, the design that he came up with, it looks weird.
It's like an amphitheater, he said.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I will tell you this: it's not aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't look good. I'm telling you, it really. I don't like looking at it. I mean, does that matter? Not necessarily. Like when it comes to the grand scheme of the stadium, it doesn't look good. That's all I'm saying. He's trying to get it out in front of it. He's trying to get this out there. But I think that was a little big news there about the city willing to sell the Gateway Garage over there to the Guardians. And maybe they're making their stance here. We'll give you guys these opportunities, but we don't want to pay anymore. We can't. You make all this money. You're worth all this money. I don't know. And it's going to be a lot of give and take. It's going to be a lot of push back and forth on how this goes. And it's going to be a slow grind, man. It's going to be an extremely slow grind. All right, let's catch our first break of the morning. When we come back, we'll get to the morning update. We'll get to the grid. And is Buffalo Wild Wings not learned? We just watched a legacy North American chain file for bankruptcy because they went with the all-you-can-eat model. Buffalo Wild Wings doubling down on it. And would you actually be able to take advantage of it? Because I think there's a dollar amount out there. Buffalo Wild Wings is pitching an all-you-can-eat.
Yeah.
They have a dollar amount. The question is, how many wings would you need to eat in that span of all you can eat to make your money back? We'll discuss that. We'll get to it coming up, folks. Get signed up with Tipico using that code Fontana150. We got it all for you. Stay with us. Fontana Show right here on Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yep.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds.
The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds.
If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right?
Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party.
Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
right, here we go. Let's get into a little bit of the morning update, including a big change coming out for Buffalo Wild Wings. I guess they didn't learn from Red Lobster. We'll discuss that coming up. We got it all for you. Ryan's got the stories on a Tuesday. Please take it away.
All right, well, we're getting a little closer to the football season as today marks the opening day for Browns OTAs, otherwise known as Organized Team Activities. What are you looking most forward to hearing from? In a little preview, we will be having Noah, Browns with Noah, on tomorrow to talk some OTAs with us.
Yeah, they'll have availability today with coach and players. And this is like they're in the classroom. I think they can work out. Like there's just so many. They're not in full pads. They're not running the gauntlet drill out there today. It's just a slow introduction. I mean, what does anybody want to know? The offense, the introduction of Ken Dorsey, Kevin Stefanski will be asked 10 times over who's calling plays, and updates on Watson and Chubb. Those are pretty much the biggest things. Yes, to a lesser extent, the offensive line, some of the injuries that you're battling with there. That's pretty much it. My biggest thing, do not get hurt. I already saw the Patriots have lost a guy till midseason now all of a sudden. For the love of God, don't get hurt out there. That's it. And, again, it's just like standard practice. It's just that this is the schedule. This is the flow of business, right? Like there's not much going on. We'll talk to Noah. We'll see what Stefanski has to say. I think he's got media availability today. Sorry, I got the schedule yesterday. Stand by. Browns media schedule. So today, practice starts at 11. After practice, Kevin Stefanski and select players. Tomorrow is practice, then coordinators. And then Wednesday is practice and Kevin Stefanski again. So, so we hear from Stefanski, we get into the coordinators, 1,000 questions about who's calling plays, stuff like that. But nonetheless, at this point, no news is good news. Okay, little update on Watson. Is he throwing yet? What's up with Nick Chubb? That's about it. But that's pretty much it.
Did you see Jameis chilling at Valhalla?
I did see that. Yeah,
there was that.
Yeah. He seems to live quite the life, man. He's got a good life, man. Backup quarterback job, all that, just hanging out, watching some golf.
Are we about to have like the most two lovable backup quarterbacks in Cleveland we've ever had? And Joe Flacco and
Jameis Winston.
I guess Joe Flacco wasn't really a backup. He
had to come in and start.
Away,
yeah,
but you know my point.
I get where you're going. I mean, the backup quarterback in this town is always one of the most beloved, usually because the quarterback doesn't play well and people just jump on that. But I think Jameis is pretty cool, dude. I'd hang out with Jameis.
I would hang out with him.
I'd hang out with him. For sure.
Beer with them. All right, well, the Guardians, they are the winners of 4 straight as they beat the Mets. Crab legs. They beat the Mets 3-1. They win 4
very
straight.
Solid win. Very
Kyle
solid.
Manzardo with an RBI double in the bottom of the 4th, and that'll be all she wrote as they win that one. Game 2 of this series, 6-10. Cookie Carrasco gets the nod for the Guards.
Get after it. I mean, just keep this rolling. That's all I ask about this team. I've got this feeling. It's just about capturing momentum at this point. And now, the big news yesterday was they bring up Jonathan Rodriguez. I expect him to be in the lineup tonight. I want just some at-bats for he and Manzardo, but you're also seeing, Tyler Freeman, who I know went hitless yesterday, but, Brennan, those guys are fine. They've earned their spots, and I think especially for Freeman, who has had to step into that leadoff role. He's still only batting .216. You've pieced it together without Steven Kwan. I still want to see these at-bats for Manzardo and Jonathan Rodriguez, and you can only DH those guys so much. David Fry seems to be a must-play in the lineup right now. I don't know if I still like him in the outfield, but still, there's guys that are fighting for at-bats right now. Keep that competition alive. You keep this rolling. You also got to get Josh Naylor out of this little funk that he's been in recently. He had a hit yesterday, which was great. But you're doing fine. You keep the momentum rolling. Get some of these at-bats for these young guys, and I still think these are maybe potential trade primers here. I'm not trying to trade away Kyle Manzardo. I'm not trying to trade away Jonathan Rodriguez, but you get some major league at-bats for these guys. You try to show some potential suitors what you got. If you need to make a trade for a starting pitcher, at least those options are available coming up for July.
All right, well, we talked about this a little bit before, Matt, with Marvin Harrison Jr., but I want to get into it because it's interesting.
Isn't he getting sued now?
Yeah, so Fanatics filed a lawsuit against Cardinals rookie Marvin Harrison Jr., who, of course, went to Ohio State. In the suit, Fanatics says that Harrison has refused to fulfill his obligations to the deal, while he also publicly asserted that the contract does not exist. Now, I guess Marvin Harrison Jr. has been selling memorabilia on his website.
Okay. All right.
And we know he has not yet signed his NFLPA agreement, so Cardinals fans are yet to be able to buy his jersey.
So, for, I would say, 99% of players, this is never a problem. You get drafted, you sign your deal, you're in the PA, no questions asked. It also made me think about another Ohio State Buckeye, and that was Nick Bosa. Or was it Joey Bosa? Remember when I was one of the two, he came out and he was arguing his rookie deal. And everybody goes, dude, these are pretty ironclad. Like, everybody signs these. They're pretty standard across the board. But he was complaining about double dipping money, right? And that was just something that they're like, this is a little against the grain. Because most people go, what? You got drafted. The money is slotted out. Sign your deal and be done with it. Well, Marvin Harrison goes, this isn't a good deal for me. Everybody else, a 5th-round draft pick, they're just happy to be in the NFL. I'm Marvin Harrison Jr. I got money to be made off of my name, image, and likeness. Is that a little, carryover from college when he was so used to that? I eventually think it'll get remedied. He's going to make money off the deal, off the jerseys that he sells. And the thing is, he can't sell Cardinals stuff. He can sell Marvin Harrison Jr. stuff all the live long day. He can't sell Cardinals jerseys. He can't sell shirts with the Cardinals logo on it unless it's a company like Homage or anything that they have a licensing deal in place. So I think eventually it'll get waited out. I think fanatics in the NFLPA will wait out Marvin Harrison Jr. and eventually he's going to sign his deal and I'm going to go buy his jersey. If anything, it's the groundswell. Now everybody's going to be sitting there waiting. It's going to be a giant rush to the Cardinals team shop to get Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey. It'll happen. He'll be waited out. By training camp, he'll sign that deal.
Are you going to get an MHJ jersey?
No, I don't know. I have no interest in buying any jersey for myself.
My friend Cody, he is the world's biggest Ohio State fan, and he's the world's biggest Arizona Cardinals fan.
Oh, well, then he's right up. This is right up his alley.
So he'll be taking him no matter what with his first pick in fantasy.
There you go. And he'll be getting that jersey. I got to buy a jersey for my son, though.
Yeah.
Probably Browns. Like, we're going to we just bought Guardians tickets yesterday, actually. So we're going to go to a game in a couple of weeks.
Get him a Charlie Hewlett jersey.
I like Charlie Hewlett.
I know.
I like Charlie Hewlett.
Get him involved in special teams.
The other issue is that whatever jersey he wears, he will literally only have it for maybe 2 seasons. If I buy it a size up and I try to get it through this season and next season, that's going to be it. It's like, do I really want to spend $70?
Maybe just buy him.
Oh, he has shirts.
An adult one?
He has plenty of shirts.
Wear it like a blanket until he grows up.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. Every parent goes through it. He's got shirt. Like, for the Guardians, I also don't want to put him in a jersey for the Guardians because it's going to be really hot.
Has he shown a potential early bias towards whether it's the Browns, Guardians, or Cavs?
He asks us all the time, are the Browns going to win today? He doesn't know that they don't play right now. So, I tell him, no, buddy, the Cavs are playing tonight, or, the Guardians are playing tonight. But he always asks us, are the Browns going to win today? That's, he just asks us that. So, I think he leans football. He likes He likes playing basketball. And I try to sit him down to watch baseball, but it's just kind of a slow grind. So, I think he likes all the sports, He's going to be a tall kid, so if he wants to play basketball, that's fine. He will have no help from me in playing basketball. Baseball, I can teach him a thing or two. Football, I can teach him a thing or two. He likes it all, though. But we're taking him to his second Guardians game. You want to know where we're taking the baby? To a Guardians game. I told my wife, I was like, we're just
a little better than a golf course, I think.
Well,
man,
foul balls.
Though, yeah, and there's so many more people.
We're down the third baseline.
So many more people.
And they have the nets up, but a foul ball.
And drunk idiots. I mean, you might have on
I'm
the golf
not worried about
too,
that. I'm not. The people don't bother me. So here's where we're at. We signed up. We're going to a Saturday game. It's like a 4 o'clock game. It's the Washington game. And 4 o'clock is perfect because they'll be up from their nap at 3 o'clock. We get into the car. We just got to be home by 7:30, probably pushing it. So we could see a good chunk of the game. Now, my son went to a game last year when he was 2. He made it through the whole game. He was there with my brothers. So he was hanging out with his uncles and his aunts. He got ice cream. He got popcorn. Great. This time, it's just my wife and our 2 kids, just the 2 of us with the 2 of them. And we'll take him to the kids zone. I think the baby is probably... So I thankfully got parking in the garage. So I told my wife, I said, Steph, if the baby really goes crazy, just one of us will take her to the car. And we'll sit in the car with her. She'll be fine. So...
That'll be you.
That's a whole... Probably. I'll bite that bullet. That's fine. That's a whole nother ball of wax about taking... So the other thing, can I take a diaper bag in? I know you can bring sealed water in. Can I bring their puffs in? I got a lot of questions.
I don't know if it's the same for MLB ballparks, but I know in college they started doing the clear bag policy.
I know.
But, like, you're not going to have a clear diaper bag. I think that's
we have a giant... Okay, here we go. Fans are permitted to bring manufactured diaper bags into... okay. Accessible seatings, aerosol cans, don't bring those in there. Children who have not reached their 3rd birthday do not need a ticket. Fans are permitted to bring manufactured diaper bags.
This is to guards?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't even need to buy an extra ticket.
No, we bought 2 tickets. That's it, because he's not 3 yet.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He'll be 3 like 4 days after, but he's not 3 yet. Children who have not reached their 3rd birthday do not need a ticket. They must be seated on their parent or guardian lap. So we only got 2 tickets because it's just the 2 of them.
I guess that makes sense.
Fans are permitted to bring manufactured diaper bags, medical bags, clutches, and small bags not exceeding 16 by 16 by 8. So 16 up, 16 wide, and 8 deep. That's fine. I think ours fits. That'll be fine. Now, okay, bottled water policy. They're allowed to bring a single, clear, factory-sealed bottle of water that is 20 ounces or less. Empty plastic water bottles are also allowed. All right, what about food? Hang on here.
Charles says guards let you bring coolers, food, and all kinds of stuff. He's just said basically just no alcohol.
Okay. Fans may bring small single-serving juice box or, again, 20-ounce factory-sealed bottle of water from outside, but are not entered premium. Okay, glass can, insulated drink containers are prohibited. We got that. All right, food. Fans may bring outside food subject to inspection from the security staff. These foods prohibited from entry into suites, discount drug mart area on the college. So
Wait, so you're telling me I could go to the Guardians game and just bring in like a sandwich?
I think so. I think I've seen videos of people that bring weird things.
Can I bring like a Subway sandwich?
I don't see why not.
There's no way. I'm not buying
I don't see why
that.
not. As long as you don't
know
get
how much money they miss out on because of that?
Well, also, I think they're trying to make this the most attainable, open thing that you can. Somebody help me out on that. Can you, to that point, can I bring sandwiches? Can I bring peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in if I wanted to?
I'd be doing that every time. I didn't know that.
Well, there's nothing like a hot dog there at the game. I'm going to have a beer while I'm there.
Yeah, but I'm not spending $6 on a hot dog, then I'm going to throw it down my mouth in 2 seconds. Especially when I'm spending $14 or $16 on one beer.
All right. Anything more about the kids clubhouse, kids tickets we got? I think that works. All right. I hope I don't have to find lost children or companions. I hope I don't have to deal with that.
We just need to get Curtis Danberg on.
I could text Curtis and ask. I'd love to ask him.
But that's the perfect dude to ask.
Mike, taking your daughter to a baseball game is going to be much easier. Foul ball comes your day. Do what every other dad does. You catch the ball with your daughter in one arm. That would be the money. I would love. I'm holding her. I got my beer. I catch it, and I just chug my beer.
Yeah, you'll be on SportsCenter.
Oh yeah, I'd love.
I thought for a second he was talking about a golf ball.
No, catch the golf ball. No, he's catch the foul ball.
Who does he think you are?
No, I don't plan on doing that. You ever see guys that get hit with a golf ball at PGA Tour events? Those things hurt, man. They got a giant welt. Do I need to bring? You know where I stand with ball gloves for adults.
Bad look.
But if I have my daughter, this is like a protection safety thing.
Sure.
I think I'm good enough that I'd be able to catch it without, I hope I could barehand it.
Deflect it.
That's what I'm saying. I just need it to not hit her. And then I'm, hopefully get it to my son and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited to go, though. I'm actually. So, again, Mike Tweet, you can absolutely bring food into Progressive Field.
Man, I did not know that.
I'm jacked, man. He said for some time he used to just go to Panini's and get a panini sandwich and walk. Man, what a dream that would be.
I didn't know that.
You get a panini? God, I miss that Panini's down there. Oh my God, my mouth is
So why does anyone
water.
buy food there? I get a hot dog, but...
I mean, there's work to be had about, preparing and all that kind of stuff. There was a friend of mine that when he was single, he was just a season ticket holder for the Guardians.
Wait. So you're telling me that if I wanted to, I could bring in 9 hot dogs and not have to pay for one there?
Probably, yeah. I'm assuming so. I don't see why not.
And do the $9.99 job.
Yeah, if you wanted to. No beer and one thing
I'd have
of water.
to buy the beer, but
I don't see why not.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I think it's mostly there's a lot of people that they just go to I was talking about my buddy, right? So my buddy that had season tickets and he was just a baseball nut. And he would go, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights. He just wanted to see if he'd go to all 8. And I know he would take dinner in with him a lot.
Charles says it just has to be a soft cooler. And then he says, I bring onions to put on my hot dog in my own stadium.
All right. Now we're cooking. All right. Yeah, because I'm going to have to obviously bring some things for the kids. But, for my wife and I, too. One of the other thing, too, is, do
you have to pay extra for onions and mustard?
I don't think so. Not mustard. It's it's there. And I think onions, they have the little turn wheel thing. Some of the places have grilled onions. Because that's my other thing, right? I'll bring in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Bro, I don't want that. I want to go and get a hot dog. I want to go down to all the things there.
My bank account says no.
I'm a little bit different. You're right. There's a factor in that. I'm not saying that there isn't. But, when you go cotton candy, we got to try to avoid that like the plague, though, man. That's just it just gets sticky and all over his face. He's in for popcorn. The one thing that it's going to be unavoidable for us is the ice cream. He's going to get there. He's going to see the ice cream guy, Pierre's guy.
Bring your own.
In the cooler, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll work. At the end of the day, I think I'm going to bring all this stuff, and if they tell me to throw it out, the only thing we can't throw out is the diaper bag. It's an expensive diaper bag. So as long as that gets us in there and we have all of his stuff, anything else, if they tell us, oh, you got to throw out that sandwich. Okay, fine, we'll throw the sandwich out. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I'm going to need video proof of this.
I'll take some pictures. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Go get the little certificate for the kids. I got one for my son. We'll get one for our daughter. That'll be fun. We're down the third baseline. Lower row. And I told my wife, I said I was very, very split. You want to know the veteran move, by the way, you'll figure out one day when you have a kid. For the 4 o'clock and 1 o'clock games, sit on the third base side because as the sun sets, so we took them to a 4 o'clock game last year. We had center field seats, bro. We roasted. Yeah. We had to go over to the third baseline. This time, I learned I was smart. I go, we got to go third baseline, and especially we parked in the parking garage. It's perfect. It's right there. Don't got to walk around all God's green earth over there to get there. I'm in. I'm so excited. I'm very excited. And I told my wife, I said, how good the Guardians are playing. We got to get tickets now. We got to go now. When we got them, there's still some available. So I'm excited to go. Looking forward to it.
How did we get on this? Because we were talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. Because I was going to go anyway from one wide receiver drama to the next.
How did we start on that? Oh, I was talking about get my son jerseys. Because you said about I wasn't going to buy him a jersey, and then I said we're taking him to a Guardians game and all that. He's got a nice Guardians outfit. He loves his hat. Okay. He's got a shirt. I think that's all he needs, so we'll be good to go on that.
All right, well, from one wide receiver drama to another, Bengals star receiver T. Higgins, he has still not signed his franchise tender, Matt, and he's not expected to by the end of the week. That means Higgins is ineligible to report for Cincinnati's organized team activities, and he cannot rejoin the team until he signs.
Our guys down in Cincinnati are trying to make a push for Justin Jefferson. Not push, but they would love some sort of world that they could trade for Justin Jefferson. Let's play that out. Let's say Minnesota is willing to trade Justin Jefferson. He doesn't want to go through that rebuild. He's not signed his contract yet, and neither is T. Higgins. What would the Bengals have to give up in addition to T. Higgins for Justin Jefferson?
I'm telling you, it's not possible.
Let's make it possible.
So you're just asking me from an asset point of view.
From an asset point of view,
what would they have to give up to get Justin Jefferson?
I think
You'd have to give up T. Higgins and a first.
I think 2 firsts.
I think a first.
I think 2 firsts. It's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
man.
probably 2 firsts.
And you're also going to go to Cincinnati and go, we expect you to be picking in the 20s.
And I would not do that if I was
Minnesota.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't do it
if you're Cincinnati.
Yeah. I would do it if I was Minnesota.
Would you? So
it's yes, because
T. Higgins and 2 1s that you assume to be in the 20s just for Justin Jefferson straight up, because you also then got to pay Justin Jefferson.
I do, because I think at that point,
could you imagine him and Jerome?
It'd be different, and maybe I'm just shitting on J.J. McCarthy a little too much, but it'd be different if, by the time you sign Jefferson to this record deal, right?
Yeah.
2-3 years later, you're looking to have to sign him again in 2 years or extend him?
Probably.
Then maybe you have J.J. McCarthy. Well, if he works out, then that's good. But if J.J. McCarthy doesn't work out, you're signing Justin Jefferson to really nobody to throw.
Okay, but here's the other thing. Here's another question. For Justin Jefferson,
and you still get T. Higgins, who is really good, and 2 firsts is crazy.
You might get a C.J. Stroud level rookie year, but I don't think the Vikings are built for it. And they still do have Jordan Addison. They have Hawkinson, and maybe they're selling Justin Jefferson on that to say, we are so good from a skill position standpoint.
It's like an embarrassment of riches that doesn't necessarily...
Because the most important rich of it you don't have. It'd be different if you had some sort of level of C.J. Stroud.
Right.
And again, you're right. And maybe I am too. We could crap on J.J. McCarthy left and right. Maybe he's good, maybe he's not. Maybe they still start Sam Darnold. I don't know. The question is, does Justin Jefferson want to waste away his career? Not waste away, but like prime formative years. Because then I'm going back to Minnesota, and I'm saying, not only was I in line to be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, you got to tack on some more, because I got to deal with this crap. I got to deal with Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. And think about, his money. Like, if he gets paid, then you don't have any room to stand. Like, you got paid. What do you care? But if Justin Jefferson comes back and he goes, they're going to hurt my value for somewhere else. Somebody will look at me like, dude, you didn't even crack 1,000 yards. And they could easily say, like, who was thrown to him. Or the flip side of what Minnesota's holding on to, J.J. McCarthy's the missing piece, and he's God's gift to football, and he's going to go and be amazing. Maybe. I don't know. You got to sell him that bill of goods. Hopefully.
I wouldn't do it.
Turmoil would be fun.
I would like, honestly, I'd be fine with the Bengals doing it.
To T. Higgins, though, he eventually will just sign and go play. Because you have for T. Higgins, and I'm sure the Bengals are trying to sell him on this, you have a massive opportunity to put up a lot of numbers this year. You lost Tyler Boyd. He's not there anymore. You assume Joe Burrow is going to be healthy. There's more targets coming your way, man. Jamar Chase got banged up a little last year, too. Like, you have an opportunity to cash in.
Yeah,
now,
but also,
like any player, I want my money now. And there's nothing wrong with that. He can go out there and snap this or break that. I get it. Trust me. I completely understand it. I think when push comes to shove, he's going to sign up. He'll play with the Bengals this year, and from there, then move on. But hey, any little discourse for the Cincinnati Bengals, anything to throw them off their game a little bit, bring it on. I'm all for it.
All right, real quick, what are your thoughts on this? Does this scare you at all? Jamal Adams visiting with the Ravens.
I think he's a little past his prime.
I do too.
Is it bad that the first thing I think about when it comes to Jamal Adams was when he got up and he was just like knocked out cold?
Yeah, I
remember that? He got off of a concussion, came back, and like basically sustained another one.
I mean, he wasn't good.
Now, Kyle Hamilton and Jamal Adams, that's quite the formidable safety group there.
Good.
It sounds good. But like Jamal Adams 5 years ago, sure. That's just, dude, that's so scary. That's when he gets up and you see those guys and they're just like, oh man, there's a lot. All right, you want to save the Buffalo?
Scary?
Well, hopefully not. You want to do Buffalo? Let's do it later.
Yeah,
we got Buffalo Wild Wings discussion because we got to ask how many wings could you eat in a sitting? Because this is an important thing that I'm sure Buffalo Wild Wings is out there. Let's do the grid. Let's do time up. Let's get to wings. Let's do it. We're off. All right, we aced it yesterday, buddy. Yeah, killed it yesterday. Here we go. Up and down, left and right. Fans out there watching and listening, we take your help. We will turn to you. YouTube comments, Twitter. You want to know what I don't do well of? I don't have my notifications up on my Twitter. So if you want to help us with the grid, we accept your help. Got to put a player in each one that played for those teams and 50 career sacks. Go!
All right, sacks 50+ Jaguars.
That's like, because we wanted to say Josh Allen, but he's not there yet.
Did Paul Kruger?
I would assume so, but my other pick would have been Calais Campbell. Now, the issue is Calais Campbell works for the Falcons and the Jags, but so does Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Do you want to rip Calais Campbell?
Does he have 50 sacks?
I would think so. I can't think of anybody like a legacy Jags pass rusher. Bro, we've done this one before. Because remember, we talked like Paul Peluzny, like it's been.
Should I rip Calais Campbell? Or who did I say?
I don't remember. Who'd you say?
Paul Kruger.
Did he play in Jacksonville?
I'm pretty sure.
He came from...
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Peluzny.
Peluzny, probably. Kruger came from Baltimore.
I know he came from Baltimore, but... Let's just rip Calais. Do we want to start off 0-1?
Go for it.
All right! All right, fill me in a little Calvin Ridley. Just for... Or go ahead, TJ Watt. Dwight Freeney. All right, Ridley. Oh, Falcons Steelers. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's one staring us right in the face.
Oh my God. Dude.
What position are you thinking?
Wide receiver. All right, push off on that for a second. All right, Washington, Fitzpatrick, one of those, any of them? Not that I can think of, right? Definitely not the Steelers. I don't think the Colts for Fitzpatrick, right? As much as we bring him up, you think I would have it memorized of where he's played, but that's not.
Yeah, there's a Falcons Steelers one right there.
I know. It's slapping me in the face, laughing at us at this point.
Let's move on.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick doesn't work for any of those, which is interesting. Okay.
Oh, Colts Falcons.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. Good call. We get a little tripped up from time to time. Fair enough.
That Falcons Steelers
no, yeah, that
pissing me off.
Falcons Steelers is, man. It's not Cordell Patterson.
He just got to Pittsburgh
Yeah.
this offseason.
Yep.
I'm just gonna run.
It's-
just name all the receivers you can think of. Antonio Brown,
Roddy
Juju
White,
Smith-Schuster, Ryan Switzer,
Julio Jones. Dude.
Chase Claypool, James Washington.
Oh. It's not Allen Robinson.
No, what was that dude's name? I know he's on the Steelers.
Ray McLeod?
No. There was one year people were, he's going to go off in fantasy. So I drafted
Deontay
him.
Johnson, but he just left.
No. All right, should I check the comments?
Not Mike Wallace.
No. Dante Moncrief.
Dante Moncrief, but
Did he play for the Falcons?
I don't think so. That's a deep cut. I don't think so.
Should I?
Is there a quarter? Is it maybe a quarterback that I missed? All right, I'm checking my comments too. I got nothing so far. Nothing on the comments.
Mike Vick?
Did he play for the Steelers?
Did he?
I think he did.
Did he? I originally thought that, but then I thought I was making that up in my mind.
Eagles. Yeah, he played for the Steelers in 2015. Now, did he actually play? Yeah, he played 5 games. Mike Vick.
I totally thought I was making that up in my mind.
All right, we'll take Mike Vick there. Well done. Who was that in the comments?
Angelo.
Angelo, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, but that's not it, though.
No,
that's
it's not
it. And we'll have to get to it later, but that's fine. Mike Vick, well done. All right, Washington. Quarterbacks. Alex Smith doesn't work for any of those other ones. Colt McCoy? Don't think so.
Carlos Hyde play for Washington?
Taylor Heineke? The Heine man? I feel like he works for one of those. Oh, I'm thinking of Falcons, Washington. That's where that would have worked. Heineke.
Who's Jacksonville's kicker?
Isn't Sly? It wasn't.
Was it Sly? That's what I thought.
I mean, Joey Sly played for Washington. Did he go down there?
That was my thought.
Has you
So I was
ever?
like, did he
ever play?
Jacksonville?
Did he ever
why did I
play?
say that? My bad.
Oh, you're good. Off season only for Jacksonville. Off season only. Did work for Washington, obviously, but he never kicked in a regular season.
Always tripped us.
Yep. He was
like, where's Curtis Samuel?
Yeah, but Curtis Samuel just left. He's in Pittsburgh, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is.
But he just got there.
Of Paris Campbell with the Colts.
Oh no, Curtis Samuel's in Buffalo. That's where he is. But he just got there.
Man,
Okay.
Charles Antoine Randall L.
Ooh, good pull. That would work for Steelers. Yeah, Steelers Washington. Yeah.
Steelers Washington.
Yeah. Antoine Randall L. That's a good call. Very good call. Yep.
All right, we gotta close this out.
There's a Colts. Did Taylor Heineke play for the Colts? No, right? No way. I don't think so.
Colts, Washington. Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, yeah, good call. Yes. Very good call. Jacoby Brissett, yes.
All right, let's close this bad boy out.
All right. Blake Bortles, no.
Alex Smith, no.
Alex Smith doesn't work coming the other way. Leonard Fournette, no.
Darius Gutt, no. He was out of the league.
Gutt, no.
Washington always gets it. Like running backs.
Like Adrian Peterson, no.
I mean, did Paul Pelesny play well?
I don't think so. He went to Buffalo.
I can't remember anybody.
Fred Taylor, legacy running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Did he ever go to Washington? I feel like we're missing, like, yeah, I keep going back to kicker on this one, man. But I can't think of who.
Who's been Washington's kickers?
Washington Jackson. Going back to some legacy teams. Well, you got one? You're laughing.
Mark Brunell?
Mark Brunell works.
How did you not guess that? That's
I don't know.
Guy.
I don't know. By God, Mark Brunell works.
Oh, was it Brunell?
Brunell. Little lefty.
Wait, okay, we need to look
All right, go back. Steelers, Falcons.
Yes.
Because there's one on that list that we're going to go through the roof about.
Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Go back to the top. Who are the five most?
Ridley?
No.
Okay. Mike Vick, Terrence Mathis.
No.
Wayne Gandy.
No.
Norm Johnson.
Bud Dupree. That's not, man.
But
there was
I
somebody.
thought so too.
Falcons, Steelers. That was just.
I thought so too.
Defensive player? Anything? Well, I guess if it was that big, it'd have been in the top 5. Huh. All right. Well, nonetheless, we are done with the grid. Again, another successful one right here, just under the clock. All right, let's catch our final break of the morning. We come back. We'll run through a little bit of timeout. We're going to tell you what's going on with Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh. Mike. Good one.
What?
Pierre Garçon. Colts, Washington. That's a damn good one there, too. Well done. Well done on that. All right, let's catch our final break of the morning. We come back. We'll get into timeout. We'll tell you what's going on with Buffalo Wild Wings. Stay with us right here in Big Play.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, jumping a little bit of time up. Got a lot of interesting things from this day of the past, including 3 movies for you today, Ryan. And here's your little primer for the movies.
Okay.
They're all sequels. Okay. One of them might be one of the greatest sequels ever made. So we'll get to that. Pause that. Run through timeout first. Now the wheels are turning over there for Ryan. We'll get to that coming up. We got to talk Buffalo Wild Wings and when NIL goes wrong. A quarterback has slapped the University of Florida with a lawsuit in the millions of dollars related to his NIL. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. But all right, let's run through timeout, including just 1 year ago today. We finally got our guy, Bo. The Guardians promoted Bo Naylor 1 year ago today.
Ups and downs.
Just say, where are you at with Bo 1 year in? He's still a young guy. I think he's taking his time. I think it's pretty clear his future is not a catcher. I don't think his future is there. And even when they drafted him, there were some things on the defensive side of things, how he calls games. Where do you put him, man? He's not some like 6'4" brute guy you can put at first base, like out. You know how the Guardians love to take guys and throw them to the outfield. I don't know. Is his bat good enough to live with him in defense?
Right now, no.
Right now, no. So there it is, but plenty of time to figure it out. This was an important one. This day, 2019, Cleveland was awarded the 2021 NFL Draft. I had friends that came up for it, obviously worked it, was here. We need another one. We need a little redo on that. This was the first year after COVID. Still a lot of things in place. It was actually really shitty weather. You remember that? It was cold. It was rainy. But you got it. I thought we did well. Everything I heard from people, even just on the NFL side of things, people came in from out of town. They loved it. They just wish there was a little bit better weather. So I think that's going to continue to be the rotation. You don't get a Super Bowl, you get a draft. You know, Phoenix, LA, Texas, Florida, New Orleans, you get Super Bowls. New York, Nashville, Detroit, Minnesota, Seattle, you get drafts. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, you get drafts. That's how that goes. Baltimore, that's, I think, what the rotation should be. And hopefully we'll get one here again soon. This day, 2018, Game 4, Eastern Conference Finals. Cavs beat the Celtics 111-102 to tie the series up at 2 games apiece. LeBron dropped 44 for the Cavs this day, 2018, in the NBA playoffs. Would you like the rest of that box score?
Sure.
All right, NBA playoffs. Eastern Conference Finals. Series stats, Game 2. I should have had this up prior, but here we are. 21st final. Okay. Would you have any guess who the leading scorer for the Boston Celtics were this day, 2018?
Isaiah Thomas?
Jaylen Brown. Can you believe he's been there that long?
Yeah,
I don't know. He had 25. Terry Rozier had 16. Jason Tatum had 17. Marcus Morris, now on the Cavs, had 10. LeBron had 44. Tristan Thompson and George Hill each had 13, but they were not the second leading scorer. Second leading scorer had 14 off the bench. So it wasn't JR, it wasn't Kevin Love.
2018, right?
2018 off the bench.
Jordan Clarkson?
Good guess, no.
Rodney Hood?
No. Rodney Hood didn't play in the game for some reason.
Man, who else on that team? You just clipping?
Shooter.
Iman Shumpert?
No. He's long gone by then.
Delhi?
No. Another white guy.
Oh, Korver.
Kyle Korver's correct. 14 there for Kyle Korver. This day, 2018. Also this day, 2017, Eastern Conference Finals, Game 3. The Celtics beat the Cavs 111-108. Cavs were still up 2-1 in that. You want to go back to that one?
Yeah, I get my years mixed up in NBA.
Oh, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? All right, 2017 playoffs. Eastern Conference Finals. Cavs would end up beating the Celtics 4-1. So this was their only win in Game 3. 111-108. Leading scorer in the game, guess.
For the Cavs? Or?
It was the leading scorer for the Cavs and also in the game. 29.
This is 17 now.
Yeah. Kyrie.
Kevin
Love had 28. LeBron only had 11 in 45 minutes of play. All 5 scorers scored in double digits. Leading scorer for Boston, 27 for Marcus Smart.
Wow.
Avery Bradley, a name of the past, had 20. Jay Crowder, Al Horford were their starters in that one. Kelly Olynyk had 15 off the bench for the Celtics. The big news out of Browns OTAs this day 2014 was that Johnny Manziel was 3rd string behind Brian Hoyer and Tyler Thigpen, who was 2nd at OTAs this day 2014. This day was a musical note here of 2013. Chester Bennington was named the lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. They fired Scott Weiland, who's also passed away, and they brought in Chester Bennington. All right, we're going to go way back in this one now. 2006 NBA playoffs. Cavs, Pistons. Cavs, Pistons in the Eastern Conference semifinals because the Pistons would win that series 4-3. Now, that being said, this was Game 7. Pistons got the win 79-61.
Ew.
61.
It's a halftime score nowadays.
Cavs, here's the thing. At halftime, the Cavs only had 38. They put up 10 points in the third quarter. LeBron had 27. Larry Hughes had 10 off the bench. Nobody else had double digits. Z, oh my God. You want a name of the past.
Oh, wait, what year?
2006. I'll give you $1,000 if you name the starting lineup for the Cavs in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2006.
Okay, LeBron.
Zandrunas. Yes.
So at this point, was Anderson on the bench?
He was on the bench.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
LeBron. Mo Williams?
No, good guess, though.
Oh, was it?
Not on the team.
So then was it Snow?
It was Eric Snow.
Okay.
All right. You need 2 more.
Sasha Pavlovic?
Good guess, but no, he's off the bench. You're in the right era. I'll give you this. Danielle Marshall on the bench. Larry Hughes on the bench. Varejao and Sasha Pavlovic all on the bench.
Oh, so I'm missing
2
2
more starters. From this day, 2006, Eastern Conference semifinals, Game 7, Cavs lost to the Pistons.
So I'm missing the shooting guard and the forward.
Yes, there's a forward and a shooting guard. Yes. I will give you you'll never get the shooting guard, I don't think.
No.
The forward you might be able to get. Oh, man. My hint is for the forward that his son is in the news about him making his college commitment because his kid's a really good player, too.
No, I don't think I'm going to get it.
He tried to grow a ducktail like the guy from Hitman. You remember? Drew Gooden. Remember Drew Gooden?
Not really.
Now, the guard that you might not ever get, he had 2 points of 1 of 4 shooting. Do you know who Ronald Flip Murray is?
No.
Ronald freaking Flip Murray was the starting 2.
I ever gotten close.
LeBron drugged that team to 7 games against the Pistons, by the way. And would the Pistons go to the finals that year?
Isn't that the year they won it?
No, Miami beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Then the Heat beat the Mavericks in 06. That was Shaq and D-Wade. Yeah. Shaq and D-Wade. You want the Pistons starters real quick in that game?
Yeah.
Sorry. So obviously, Ben Wallace.
Is that Chauncey Billups?
You had Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, and Rip Hamilton. That's starting 5, man. That was a killer starting 5 there for the Pistons. 20 for Tayshaun Prince, 15 for Rip, 12 for Billups, and 13 for Rasheed Wallace. Ben Wallace only had 6 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks there for Ben Wallace this day, 2006. This day, 1927, it was George Burns' day for the Indians. He had won the MVP the year prior. He was awarded his MVP trophy, a bat containing $1,100, and a brand new car for winning the MVP this day, 1927. This day, 1881, the American Red Cross was founded. Very happy birthday goes out to Ricky Williams, Andrew Miller, who we were just talking about, Josh Allen, not that one, the other one, the quarterback, the notorious B.I.G., Biggie, Mr. T, Judge Reinhold and Bruce Buffer all celebrating birthdays today. Judge Reinhold is the a-hole stepdad in the Santa Claus. Right there. He was part of that. It wasn't part of the Brat Pack necessarily, the 80s, but he's in a lot of these movies. All right, 3 movies for you. Your hint is all 3 of these are sequels, okay? We go back to this day, 2021.
2021.
We have actually talked about this franchise a lot this week for some reason. This week. Well, I guess it is only Tuesday. Probably going back to last week.
I know we talked a lot about Mad Max. Is that what you're talking about?
We'll get to that in a second. Hold on to that, buddy. But no. We were also talking about another universe because their latest installment just came out.
Avatar?
No.
Oh, no, because Avatar 2 is what came out. This isn't Marvel?
No. They're very tall. They're very big.
They're very big, and it's a sequel.
Don't think about it from that standpoint. Think about the universe first. 2 very tall, big figures who beat the hell out of each other.
Transformers?
No, good guess, though. I just said the new one introduces this particular character's son. Monster Universe.
Huh?
A monster universe? Godzilla.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Godzilla versus Kong is correct. 2021.
For a second, I thought you were trying to say Monsters University.
Oh, no. They call it the Monsterverse, and then the new one is out. Yeah. Godzilla versus Kong, which I think still holds up, man. They fight Mecha Godzilla. I'm all in on that one. All right. Next up, this day, 1982. You just said it.
Mad Max?
Mad Max, The Road Warrior. The Road Warrior, which is the second one. Came out this day, 1982.
And then is this one the one you said?
This is the one that some people say it is the greatest sequel ever.
So then it's got to be Godfather.
It's not. 1980. So a little later. But this is one of the biggest sequels ever. It gave people, I asked this question because I tweeted this out, about the greatest singular moment in movie history. Because this movie had it where everybody goes, oh my God. Oh.
Was this No, that's too late for Star Wars. Right? So it's The Empire Strikes Back.
Correct. 1980. Luke, I am your father.
The first one came out in
the
70s.
77.
Yeah.
That first one came out 77. Empire Strikes Back this day, 1980.
Luke, I am your father was Empire Strikes Back.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
And then the third one is
The Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi.
And that's where.
So the second one, which I think is probably the best, they start
that's
on
where
Hoth.
Vader kills Palpatine, right?
No, the third one is where he kills him because he's going to kill Luke.
The third one is
and he throws him over the thing. Right.
That's the third one.
Right, exactly. Right. And then the new ones, you get all messed up with, Natalie Portman and, who's this and all that. So you find out in this, the big one is Vader cuts his hand off. Yeah. And he goes, you killed my father. And he goes, Obi-Wan never told you what happened. Or no, he goes, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He goes, he said, you killed him. And he goes, no, Luke, I am your father. Oh, my God. So I asked it, what was your the greatest singular moment? For me, Batman, Dark Knight, he slams the pencil on the guy. The whole theater went nuts. Went nuts. Lost it. Can you imagine being in the theater in 1980 and you get this cliffhanger? You get this giant, not cliffhanger, you get this plot twist. Because then you sign up for the second or the third movie and you find out why he's his father and what happened and all that other kind of stuff. What a time to be alive. I wish I was there for it. Empire Strikes Back, this day, 1980. All right, we have way too many things to get to. You want to do Buffalo Wild Wings here? We can save this quarter. This quarterback is suing Florida for a bunch of NIL stuff. We can do that tomorrow. But Ryan, you tweeted out this morning. There's a new idea for Buffalo, and not even an idea. They're doing this.
Have to go there today.
They're doing it.
It's Mondays and Wednesdays. Shit.
All right, tell us what is going on with Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, so
we also would welcome them as a great sponsor here.
Oh,
with Big Club. Would love them here.
I would love
Come on,
that. Let me pull it. I put it on my Twitter.
Okay.
So it is, which I think it sounds like a good deal. We'll talk it out.
Yep.
So Buffalo Wild Wings on Mondays and Wednesdays is doing $20 all-you-can-eat boneless wings and fries.
Boneless wings?
Yes. I think it's only boneless. But still, I mean.
I don't hate on boneless like a lot of people. How many boneless wings could you eat to fill up that $20? So, okay, so let's start with
So okay,
Usually boneless wings come in like $6.12.
If you're paying 20, so if you eat 15, 100% you got your bang for your buck.
I would probably agree, especially if you
even
had
maybe
some
nowadays
fries.
12, which is crazy.
Yeah, wing prices are everything is through.
So I would say if
roof.
you're eating at least like 13, it's worth it.
How many boneless
and then
wings could you eat?
I could. Oh wait, I forgot we're talking about boneless.
Think about that, right? I'm talking about bone. Right. So my max
boneless
of
I could house
bone-in.
25. Boneless,
I think so too.
Boneless 25.
I think so too. The last time I had boneless wings, I was out with my buddies for gaming weekend. I think I got 20 and I did all right. I think I got 20 and I did all right. Now, bone in, I think my max is about 15. I can do 15 because the problem is when you cross that threshold of 12, which is usually the pack that it comes in, you know? And I know some places will do by the pound and things like that. There are times I've gotten to 12 and I'm like, oh man, I don't really want 3 more wings. But you power through and do 50. I think 15 bone-in is my max with like a beer or like with some fries.
I've done 20 before.
I think boneless.
You're hurting.
Yeah, that's like you got to power through there at the end.
Especially if you're
boneless
dipping in ranch every time.
Oh, you have to. What's your favorite flavor? Do you have different for boneless versus bone-in?
No, I mean I'm usually barbecue.
Barbecue for boneless, I go teriyaki bone-in. There's
That's
something.
good.
I tell
That's
you
good.
what, man. Teriyaki doesn't play boneless. There's something about, I don't know, it's somewhere, I think about, because it's like fried, right? You got the coating on it. Something about teriyaki just doesn't work with me
I don't
on
like
boneless.
buffalo.
I don't like buffalo either.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Doesn't
Like
do it for me.
mild, I don't want hot.
Yeah,
there's no
absolutely
there's no part of me ever that wants like the spiciest or hottest of anything.
So good.
What, wings? Yeah. I could destroy some honey barbecue. Honey barbecue 25, I think I'm in.
They had this deal, what is it called? Dilly D's in Northfield. These maple bourbon glazed wings.
Oh, woo! You got a little sweet. You got a little sweet in there. Got to get a little sweet in it. All right, Ryan, before we get to our plays for tonight for the NBA, let's get to our plays for the Guardians. Get after it again tonight. Here we go. 3 legs. Lay it out for the people, please, young Ryan.
All right, we're going with what Matt newly found out is the Nerfy.
The Nerfy.
Under 0.5 first inning total runs, over 4.5 strikeouts for Cookie Carrasco against his old team, the Mets. And Guardians money line to wrap it up. Tipico boosted that up to a healthy plus 639.
I actually got feedback on this from somebody I was talking to. They love when we do the trends at the end of the show. They always love like, hey, I'm in it as a casual bettor.
What are the Guardians
and
on
so,
Tuesdays?
yeah, I hope I have that for you. Let's find out. All right, let's go, Guards. They are the favorite tonight. It's like minus 110 on the money line, minus a run and a half. Actually, I'm sorry, minus 133 on the money line. Ooh. Over-under is a high 9 for tonight. Here we go. Mets. Over is hit 5 out of their last 6 games. So yesterday stopped a 5-game streak of the over for the Mets. They're only 2-6 straight up in their last 8 games. Mets are 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games against the Guardians. Over might be the play here. The over has hit 6 out of the Mets' last 7 games on the road. Between the Guardians and the Mets, which this is a real historical one, take it for what it is, the last 12 games between the Mets and the Guardians, 9 games have hit the over. So maybe the over at 9, which is high. Now, the flip is the Guardians. Under has hit 4 out of their last 5 games and 4 out of their last 6 against the Mets. Guardians on a 5-game win streak at home, and they are 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games. So Guardians, I like them. I always just take who I think is going to win. Take a minus the run and a half. 72% of baseball games finish by a bigger margin than 1 run. So you're better off just taking your winner and taking a minus a run and a half.
Is it bad I have a feeling that Lindor is going to go yard off Cookie?
We'll see. Pitchers, last 3 starts. Aaron Hauser is 0-3 in those games. Has a 7.4 ERA. Cookie's last 3 starts, actually, I'm sorry. His last 3 starts, he's 1-2 with a 5.16 ERA. He's given up 4, 6. I'm sorry. In his last 3 starts, Carrasco 2 earned runs, 3 runs, 1. Hauser 4, 6, and 8.
Maybe the over is the play.
Maybe over is the play, and Guardians putting up like a 6 spot. Maybe you just take the Guardians over 5 runs tonight. Yeah. Again, his last 4 starts for Hauser for the Mets starter tonight. 4, 6, and 8. That was against the Cubs, the Cards, and the Dodgers. So, I mean, there's something to be said about that. So, I like the Guardians on the over. I like them to win tonight. All right, let's go. Pacers, Celtics, 10.5 is the spread. Here we go. Pacers coming in 7-3 against the spread their last 10 games against the Celtics, but they're only 4-10 straight up in their last 14. Pacers coming in 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games on the road, but how about this? The Pacers' last 11 games at the Garden, not that one, the other one, bro, they're 1-10. 1-10 in their last 11 at the TD Garden. Over has hit 13 out of the Pacers' last 18 games. Obviously, they're high pace, all that other kind of stuff. For Boston, they come in. Over has hit 4 out of their last 6 games. We know 7-1 straight up in their last 8. Boston is on a 17-3 straight up clip at home. And again, they've owned the Pacers. This is just for you, Ryan. Boston is 10-4 straight up. And 10-4 against the spread. Their last 14 games playing at home on a Tuesday night.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it. There you have it. Over under. Sorry, total. 220.5. I kind of like, you like Boston to cover the 10.
I do.
I just think the Pacers score too much. I just think they score too much.
I think they exerted so much against the Knicks.
But I also think the Celtics sitting at home, they might not be as crisp as you think either.
But I think all eyes are on them. You're the one of the Final Four teams in your conference
If you got
finals.
a team that can like fill it up like the Pacers do, I like them covering
That's
that.
fair. That's totally fair.
I'm going to stay away from it. I will take the over. Ryan will take the Celtics minus the 10.5. There you go. We'll get more NBA action tomorrow. Get signed up with Tipico using that code Fontana150. Deposit $150 as a new customer. You get two $75 protected bets. You can use that on whatever you'd like. The boost, the games, whatever you need right there with Tipico. Terms and conditions apply. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. It's going to do it for us. We got Josh Maria Cribbs tonight with the return. Ryan will be on there. And, of course, Enter the Jungle with James Rapine, Andrew Fox Miller talking all Bengals. Ready to go. Got OTAs. We'll have Noah Weiskopf on with us tomorrow. Talk a lot of Browns. Got it all for you. Appreciate your support as always. We'll talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. Go Guards! And as always, take it easy.